What's the plan?
I'm going to go out, see how it is with the track and stuff, come back, drop pressures, do some feedback for George, make some changes, and then repeat.
Okay, changes to what?
Alignment and suspension.
Cool.
So yeah, just geometry. So yesterday we drove the car as it was delivered from KW, and I suggested some changes based on my feedback. George made them today, so today we'll see how it is.
Cool.
Yeah. So yesterday it was, I felt the front end was like hyper responsive on the way into the corner, so the first input was like super responsive and just too much. Once it was in the corner it was nice and settled, and the rear axle was nice as well. So we've just taken a little bit of toe out of the front, so instead of it towing out like this, we've towed it in, not in, but just a little bit less out, so just so it's a little bit less responsive on that first input, because it's fine in the dry, and you know when everything's standard conditions, like you know it's going to be dry, everything's fine, no issues. But if the conditions change or it's wet, it's going to be way too like snappy on the rear axle on that first initial input on the way into the corner. So make some changes, see how it is, and then go from there really.
Cool. Well, then see you later.
Yeah, catch you in a bit.
Enjoy. Good morning, comrades. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Nürburgring. Welcome back, Adrian.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Great, and you?
How's your first weekend of TF?
As always, intense. But
As always.
Yeah.
You've done more of them?
Videos are great, I think.
I think so too. So far, good reactions, good comments.
Yeah.
So hope you guys enjoyed.
I'm
Cool.
happy how it looks like.
Yeah, me too. On today's program, just a regular vlog. So today is Monday, by the way. Ooh, but the time this video gets released is going to be probably a week later. So by now nobody's going to watch it because it's been already too old.
Oh.
That's how YouTube works.
Okay,
But
delayed.
yeah, no, we're still going to have some good content today. Today is Monday, and last moment, without any public announcement, Nürburgring announced that the track is going to be open from 3 o'clock till 6 something. So without many announcements, so it's going to be kind of dead today. But the weather is really good. It has been raining overnight, so hopefully the track is going to be dry, because today we will try to film the very first lap with the M3. And as you heard from Tim, there's constantly developing process, because he only ran the car yesterday, not even on Saturday, and we're still figuring out what are the best alignment settings, etc, etc. Are you all going for a lap or what?
Yes.
Oh!
Are you going for that?
Are you coming?
See you!
See ya.
You probably cannot see it, well, unless judging by the quality, but I'm actually having A7S3 with me on a lap. So we're gonna try to do the first time ever handheld video on a lap. Hopefully we'll not smack our face with it, or Boris' face.
Sounds like
Or
a
Marty's
workout.
face. No, it's been there forever, man.
It's just never been open.
Yeah, but it's been there like since.
It's just too good. The track is too good. I like this car. Need some fresh air. Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah, nice.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
It's gonna be a 4 out of 5 on Uber.
5 on TripAdvisor.
Yes.
I don't know how much of that footage is usable, but it was definitely an interesting experience. And I've proven to myself that it's not gonna work. I had a great idea of let's try to do a handheld shots with the A7S3. Not just for this video, but in particular because we have this fancy 12mm lens with which you can actually make some very cool angles, but nah, still a bit too heavy, or I need to train a bit more, or both. Yeah, we can listen to the sound that the brakes make now after having 2.1 tons being sent around the Nürburgring.
You don't steer and think, oh, is the back going to suddenly
come round because
around.
the front's going far.
Yeah. It still needs to be firmer though.
Yeah. Well, on the front or the rear? The rear.
Start with the rear.
Yeah.
Start with the rear, and the rebound needs slowing down front and back, and a little bit firmer spring rate in the rear. It's definitely an improvement.
Yeah. Good.
Definitely. Yeah.
I'd rather change it in stages rather than do too much
absolutely.
at once, so you can tell me exactly what we're doing, where we've what. So it's how it feels. It's good. I'll wait until it cools down for a second before I get the jack out.
Yeah.
So you want it softer rebound?
No, I want slower rebound on the high speed,
Yeah.
and I want 3 clicks firmer on the low speed compression.
Can you explain us what we're actually doing? Because a lot of people are going to ask the question.
I didn't realise you were filming. I want never gets. That's what I was always told. So at the moment, the car on the small imperfections of the racetrack is quite nervous, so it's bouncing around quite a lot. It's like unsettling the car. So to counter that, we want to slow the rebound down, which is the speed at which the damper re-extends. And then, so because the faster it re-extends, the harder the car sort of pogos up and down. So if you slow that down, it should mean that it's using the more effective part of the damper more of the time, instead of top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. And then the compression damping is essentially the stiffness of the damper, so it's how much fluid the damper needs to shift in order to be compressed. So it's not the best long-term solution, because you should be changing the stiffness of a car using spring rates and not using compression damping, but we don't have another set of springs right now, so it's a good way to sort of get an idea, is this the right direction that we want to go?
You sure you don't want to change low speed rebound, because that's quite hard at the minute?
No, I don't.
Yeah? Okay. Because that's stiff as fuck.
Yeah. And so some dampers are like 1-way, 2-way, 3-way, 4-way, etc. adjustable, and that just basically determines how many different ways it can be adjusted on high speed. So your high speed compression, your low speed compression, and that's how to explain that. So a high speed compression is like the small imperfections. A low speed compression is like a full compression of a damper. Then you can adjust rebound separately to the compression. So it's quite a lot to get your head around, but it's like once you know how it works, it's quite simple. But then actually putting that into practice and setting the car up how you want it using the compression takes a long time to learn that. And the only thing you can really do to learn that is just trial and error. I mean, you can use sim racing to help. You can do a lot of adjustments on sim racing, and that'll give you an idea for what does what. But you never really get that truth. You never really get that true feeling unless you're driving a car for real. But like when you're doing that, you need to like try and keep everything consistent as you can. So like the same weight inside the car, the same fuel level, the same driver, the same track conditions, same tyre pressures, etc.
And you actually used model cars in the past to experiment with suspensions, no?
Yeah. So like when you go and do like model racing cars, so like the high-end race cars, they all use exactly the same adjustments as the real cars, but in fact there's more adjustment on top of that, and because it's repeatable over and over and over again, it's really easy to test and find setup which works. But it's literally like the same, you know, the adjustment you make on this is the same adjustment you make on a radio controlled car. So it's also a very good way to learn, actually. Yeah, very good way. Yeah.
Yes. We have arrived at Wipperman because we want to film some super slow motion of the taxi going over the curbs, something that will never happen, that is never done, because we avoid all the curbs for wear and tear, and it's also, if you talk about lap times, it does not add much, but it adds a lot to wear and tear. But the reason why I want to do it is because it provides sick footage when it comes to super slow motion. You see the suspension working, the body working as well, so it's going to be interesting. I'm very looking forward to it. That must be him then. Yes. the stuff you have to go through to get a decent shot. Yeah. Ow. Well, I guess that's pretty much it for today. DF has come to an end. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Some technical ins and outs about suspension setting up, and also the content that it is usable from what I filmed by being in the car on board while trying to film with A7S III. And also some of the slow-mo shots, of course. So let us know in the comments below what you liked, what you didn't like, and looking forward to seeing you in tomorrow's video when, I don't know, we might test out new equipment. Who knows? More cool stuff incoming. So thanks for watching. Bye. Bye, Pancake.